Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. It is May 31st, and that means today is the last day of Mermaid, or as I like to call it, the day where we where we can do that. I enacted the subscribers only because I've been getting some trolls who've been coming in. So on some of the streams, I don't really want to deal with that. So um, I'm going to show you some pictures because some of the stuff is hanging up. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. So the first thing is a diamond painting that I'm working on. This comes from Treasure Studio Arts, and I just recently wanted to put a link in for my diamond painting, but this is what I've managed to finish for the diamond painting. You guys don't really get to see it that much. So I want to show you what it looks like so you get a better picture of it. This is the Foxglove Cottage, and I wanted to put a link in below where you could find this painting. But unfortunately, this company no longer is in business, Treasure Studios Art. I'm really sad about that because I love them. So this is what I've managed to do on my diamond painting. Hi, Bellatini, Art and Coloring. Yes, it's the finished pages. So usually we go up around 11 or 10. I decided to do this because I was busy putting in all the links. So I figured if we get this done in the morning and everything would be done. So my mother's getting her LASIK surgery on Monday. So I decided to do this. I think this came out really, really nice. I like the colors in it. Unfortunately, this company went out of business, so you can no longer get paintings from them. But if you do have paintings from them, feel very fortunate. I had a unicorn one with them, or I think a Pegasus a few years ago before I moved. So that's what I got done in my diamond painting. As you can see, there's a little gap there, but I'll fix that when I go back next month. So I try to do a little bit every month. So this last time you saw it, I think I only had up to a certain point done last month. So let me go to all photos so you guys can see where I was last month on this painting. It's hard because I have so many photos now. I have so many photos. That means my clothes are done, but that's this month. So I'm looking for when I finished it last month. So this was where I was last month on the painting. So if anybody's curious, you could see that I've actually done a lot more this month. Yeah, I know, right? So what I want to do is show you some pictures of the coloring. Now this one is hanging up on my wall. I'm good. So hello, Miss Michelle. How are you? Yeah, I just showed them some of the diamond painting that I did. This is by Color Station. This is a PDF that I did, which I really like. I hung it up. So this is finished pages. So this is a PDF I did, and this is from 30 Mermaids coloring. It's an Etsy store, so I put down a link to the Etsy's this month, so you guys can see that. And then I also have another one by Dinny. Her name is Rang Soon Dingy. Apparently, I do not. Oh, yes, I do. So this one is hanging up too. This is by Dinny. She has an Etsy store. So she sold a pack of mermaids this month from Mermaid, the underwater fantasy one. So yeah, so I did a lot of mermaids this month. So don't be shocked if you see that. So I put a lot of links, Jess and Michelle. So I did that purposefully before I started. So all the links are up. So this comes from Hannah Lynn's Patreon for May. I'm in the one of the lower tiers. I'm in the $5 tier. Yeah, I know, right? So that's why there was a lot of mermaids this month. I did approximately 43. I think my total number, according to my Excel sheet, and I wrote this as I was doing it, I wrote it down. 43 images I colored this month, 10 of them PDFs, 43 pages in total. No books finished this month, but there is a possibility that I may finish one or two later in the year. I've only finished one coloring book this year. So surprisingly, this is the May Patreon 2025 page that she gave us. So that's this one, and this one was done with markers. So I always put my markers there. Yeah, this is Seraphine. This is her Patreon. I paid $5 a month for it, and that's the lower tier. So I get 2 free pages a month. One is the regular page, and then she gives us a bonus. So sometimes she gives us additional stuff, which is a lot of stuff. So I put a lot of different little things. Like I put in a lot of the little things here, which were not part of the image, like the little gel pen stuff in here. This was originally very plain, the sky, so I put in the yellow sky with the little orange dots, which are gel pens, so I did that. So remember, when I do a lot of these now, I also signed up for the HP ink cartridge subscription. A lot of you know that, so my first month went by already, so I have June and July probably going to be free too. So what it is when my ink is running low, they'll send me one rather than me always having to worry about ink running out. That's the problem. I print a lot of images during the month, and I was going through about 2 cartridges. I was starting to go through about 2 cartridges a month, so that was costing me about $70 a month to print stuff out. So I was like, you know what? I got to change up this one is called, this one is from Fantasy Art Media. I think, what is this one? Oh, yes, they have a lot of stuff in there. This is Cute Quirky Mermaids by Fantasy Art Media. I've bought quite a lot of PDF coloring books from her over the years, like Nori Art and Botanical Nook. So, yeah, I buy a lot of stuff from Nori Art and Botanical Nook over the years, but I haven't recently bought anything from Botanical. Nori, I buy stuff here and there. Botanical, it's got to be something special when I buy from them, because I was buying a lot of stuff originally from them, and then I stopped for a while. So it's not personal. It's just like lately it's been like I've been picky about what I purchase and what I do not purchase. You know? I like this one. This comes from Karen Tiao Art. This is Alba. This was part of the Mermaid 25 Fantasy Underwater image. I did purchase this as an individual piece. If I do purchase them, they have to be something special. Oh, I store them in these things, and then I have binders. So when I store my PDFs, I put them in binders. I'm up to my 3rd binder for coloring pages. Well, my 4th binder, but I have one binder which is more of a coloring book organizer. So I technically have my PDFs now technically in 4. But a lot of the uncolored stuff is in the pink binder, which is the coloring organizer, which has my my color charts, my page, how many pages I've done. It's basically all my coloring stuff, like, you know, my Copic marker chart is in there. My colored pencils charts are in there. My gel pen charts are in there. Yeah, so over the years, I've had quite a few different things. So, and I've had other markers. So this is Alba by Kevin Tiao. Most of my markers are Copics now. So this one I got, this is what I call the Pathway freebie. This one was a freebie from the Facebook group, so keep that in mind. I keep a lot of stuff from my Facebook groups. I get a lot of freebies from Facebook groups as well. So this is the July artist. This was from July 2024. This is a Hannah Lynn one that I did with colored pencils. So, you know, I have the color in Heaven 2024 or 2023. No, this is 2023. My mistake. Page. It's a calendar, so I downloaded it so I can then print them as I need them. This is the woman freebie from Neural Bliss. Neural Bliss, I've been getting a lot of freebies from her, but mostly of women. This was colored pencils as well. So I store them in that way. You know what I mean? I store them in this, and then I have a binder for everything. So they get put in binders. So then I do the Deborah Mueller. This is Mermaids Around the World by Deborah Mueller. This is also one of the Etsy ones. I buy a lot of the PDFs on Etsy just because, number one, it saves me a lot of space. Number two, I can print the pages I want to color when I want to color them. Now, this is also a freebie. This is also another Neural Bliss one. This is Women with Leaves. This was meant to be a full one, but I turned it into like a spring one. I did not, I loved it, but I thought it could be used as a spring one. So that was what we did in my PDF. So that was 10 PDFs this month. So PDFs were quite popular this month for me, 10 of them. You know, I also like, because it's easier for me than to do something big like this. This is the monster book, I call it. So now I did 2 in here. So we did my mandalas, purple, pink, green, blue, purples. I think this one was like more like, everything is Copics now, so I'm not going to even say that. I have my Copics in tins, in a gray tin. I love my Copics. Really? What happened to your Copics? You don't refill them? You don't buy the refills for them? I buy my refills. I have my Copic markers into two tins. Number one, I have the first tin, which is just the markers. The second tin is for all the refills. Why'd your ex take them? Why'd your ex take them? Your ex a boy or girl? I mean, if you're into girls, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. What do you mean you had 2 for sets? This one I did in orange and green. Oh, okay. So, what do you mean you had 2 full sets? I love Copics. So you can refill them. You can change the tips. I love them. Are you kidding me? I fight tooth and nail for my Copics. They're beautiful. So what I did with my basic sets was set A and B. Oh, I hate ads. So this one was done in orange and green and yellow. I didn't know they came in set A and B. I've been just buying them as I go along. When I first bought my first Copics, I bought them in a basic set. When I first got my Copics. Thank you. I love this. Okay, this is a top 15 book to finish. I already finished one of my top 15, so here's what I colored in this one. So I colored this one. I finally finished this one. This is a book to finish. So some of you guys know I have done quite a lot. Like I've done all this, and I did the inside cover. Finally finished the inside cover last month. So some of you know this should go in here. So that's what I finished. I finished this one, which I really liked this. I started off with blues and purples, and then the pinks and the greens, and then the yellow got added later in. I just wanted a nice contrast. And then I did this one, the deer. Made the little pink thing after it, because I couldn't have too many different things in there, so I colored that in there. I used many different pencils. So as you guys can see, then I started this one. This is what I call my whip book. Lots and lots of whips. I have lots of whips in this. Actually, some of you may not know this, but this is starting to call this the never-ending whip book, probably. Then there's this one, which I almost finished this mermaid. Too bad I didn't get her done in time for Mermaid to be over, but who knows, maybe next month. We'll get this done. So you guys can see I don't have much left, but when you do this book, what I feel with this book is that this book takes an enormous amount of time to do each picture. So I've already made the decision that when I'm finished, I'm not keeping the book. It's not nothing personal, but I just feel like this book takes up so much time and it takes up space. So, and then I'm also doing the back cover. Some of you may not be able to notice this, but I'm also doing the back cover the back inside cover, as you can see. I've already done some work on it. It's not completely done, but eventually it'll get done. That's what I figured. So that's that one. So those two books always stay out every month. This is Beauties in Fairyland by Coco Wild. When I went to put the link down, I could not find the link. This is Beauties in Fairyland. Lately, when I go and put something up for Coco Wild, it seems to either be out of print, but I know that there's an Etsy store for Coco Wild because I've seen it. I just couldn't find it when I was looking for it. The same thing like for Mystic Art Mirrors. So what did I do in this one? Okay, I did this one. I finished this one. This was a whip, and then I finally finished it. Did this with Copics. The only thing that I don't like about this book is that when I'm done coloring, even if I put a page behind it, it still yellows the page behind it. I do not know why. Even with my Copics, this does that. It's a very weird phenomenon in some of the books. I don't know why it does that, but I think it's something to do with the paper. And then I was working on this one. So this was one I was working on but did not finish. So you could tell I just worked on the hair. So I like to do hair a lot in my books. So that was one I was working on. You know, there's something weird. It happens in some books. It doesn't happen in every book, but it does happen. Like in my Darya Cakirsoy, it does happen in some of those. I could not find my Jade Summer mermaid book, actually. I had a Jade Summer mermaid book, and I could not find it this month. So I don't know what happened there. But things... Then this is Romantasy. This is on my top 15 to finish this year. Lately, there's been a lot. If you look on coloring book shops and you see that on Amazon, I noticed that there's a whole bunch of them coming out. When I was at at my book club at Barnes and Noble this past week, I noticed that they had another Romantasy coloring book in the bargain section. So this is starting to become more popular. What Romantasy is romance and fantasy, and they sell them now as a genre. It's a subgenre. But they're selling them as a real thing. And yeah, there's like 60 members in my Romantasy book club, just so you guys get an understanding. And we had book club, the Romantasy book club actually was supposed to be on Memorial Day, but because it was the holiday, we moved it to last week. So you guys know that I did a lot of streams this month. So it is a thick book, but look what happens when you color, see? You guys can't see it, but there's a lot of color that comes out of it, especially like this happens with this book. I noticed it's happening too, that there's color things in there, but I just think it's a chemical reaction to the paper. And this is from Dover Coloring Book. So Dover's the one who does the creative. Yeah. It bleeds to the other page. And this has nothing to do with me being a hard presser. And I am a hard presser, so just give you an idea of that. So this is one that I started. Haven't actually finished it. So this is the one that I'm working on. So the way that I do pages like this is I start with one and then I get an idea and then I get an idea of how to do this. Yeah, I call us the hard pressers. But I'm not always a hard presser. It depends on the paper. Depends on what medium I'm using. The next one is Mermaids by Adult Coloring by Demeter Victoria. Now, they say this is light grayscale. Now, you're going to get people who say, go, what's dark grayscale? What's light grayscale? What's regular grayscale? Well, this one is considered light grayscale. But you know what? I was originally a really hard presser. And then when I started using markers and then I went back to pencils, I started actually doing them a little less hard. I mean, I'm hard for most people. But when you use another medium, it actually helps you to be a lighter hand because you learn from using markers that you don't have to be pressing hard. So, you know, when you go from pencil to marker, it changes the way you press your books, I guess. So this one is Mermaids Adult Coloring by Demeter Victoria. I have a lot of mermaid books. I was kind of surprised. I didn't get to everyone. I didn't even get to the Sack. I had a Sakin Sadiva mermaid. Sakin Sadiva. Oh, what is the guy's name? I can't even say his name correctly. But there was a book of his. I didn't get to go to the mermaid in his book. So, yeah, there was some yellow here. You guys can't really see it on camera, but there's some yellowing from the previous page. So I just start to expect that now from these books. You know, believe it or not, my favorite pencil right now, I love Prismas. Always will love Prismas for things, but honest to God, I would say I like the Finding the Lost Girl pencils right now, but the thing is I'm not really using them as much, but I do like them a lot. Reason why is because right now I can't get them on sale and they're out of stock right now, so I don't know if they're going to come back with those pencils. I mean, those were like $7, $8, so that was what I liked about them, that they were affordable and they really lay down beautifully. So that's this one. See, it yellowed. So you guys don't see it on camera, but it yellowed here, yellowed there, yellowed there. So there is a chemical reaction on that one. Finding the Lost Girl pencils. Beautiful pencils, beautiful layout. Not a lot of money. They were like only $8, but they're sold out. So this is The Art of Mandala by Jason Hamilton, Volume 1. I don't have that many left in this book, left to go, so I did this one. This was one of the books I intended to finish last year, but I never got to finish it. So I did this with several different color markers. Yeah, Copic, so you see this? So you guys have an idea that I don't have that many left. I mean, I have a few left in this, but there's the... What's that? Now, I did for May 4th, which you guys know. If anybody knows May 4th, everybody knows that May 4th is an unofficial Star Wars holiday. It is called May the 4th Be With You, which is actually May the 4th. So I did this one. This is the Star Wars little book. Now, this is out of print. From what I've heard, some people have said that Morgan O'Brien has a digital coloring book of this out there. So if you email Morgan O'Brien and you want this book, he might just let you purchase it digitally from him. So keep that in mind. So Morgan O'Brien possibly could have a digital book, but I did this one because this was the May the 4th Be With You. This is one of my favorite little pictures that we did. I did this one with kind of like a pastel-y one. So this is one of those books that if I finish this book ever, if and when I finish this book, I'm actually keeping the Way Home coloring book because I've enjoyed this book. It's been a really fun book to color, so if I ever finish it. Don't have that many left in that book, actually. Now, this one we did on stream. This is called Tochter coloring book. And it's by Mystic Art Mirrors. I think the name of the woman is Christian de Gloriana. Is Christian Glorious Ink. And as you can see, she signed this book. This was one of those pencil books. I think it translates to Daughters of the Sea. I did finally find her Etsy store, but right now she is taking a break from her Etsy store, but she does have an Etsy store. So this one we did on a live stream. And it is a double-sided book, and it does bleed to the other side, unfortunately. So that's why when you do these books, it's always good to have a piece of paper behind them so it doesn't get too much press. Otherwise, you have to erase what it's in there when you go to that picture, which is okay, I guess. So we did this one on live stream, which I enjoyed doing this one on live stream a lot. Here's the thing. I did try them once. I never would do them again. I just don't like water-based because they go through everything, no matter how thick the paper is. And I mean, if you did a water-based marker, you'd have to have really thick paper and several thick papers after it, so you just don't damage it. I just don't like water-based markers. I tried them once; they weren't out for me. And then we did Dream Girl Alluring Portraits number 1 of 4. Now this series is out of print. I think the artist is Lendl, and she has an Etsy store. You know what? If I don't like something right away, I know what I like and I know what I don't like. So I did this one. This one was a little bit of a crazy one because what happened was I originally used one pencil and then I couldn't find that pencil, and so then I tried to come up with a close match. So that's why that one is a different color of shade purple. You wouldn't even know it. And so this was the final picture in the first half, and so then I get to do them all over again. You know, prisoners are a bit of a learning curve. A lot of people don't understand that you have to be patient with learning them. So this is the second half of this book. And so this is what you do for the next half. See, this first half, this second half is lighter than the first half, but this first half was darker grayscale. Yeah, it's I hate to say it, it is a learning process. So this one is an artist edition by Hannah Lynn. You can get this at Hannah Lynn's web store. Some people go to Amazon to get her books. Like now, if you want artist editions or spiral bound editions, you go to her website. I got this book a long time ago. So this is Maui Mermaids and Island Whimsy Girls. It's spiral bound, which I love. So I did this one because it's almost summer. So I did a summer girl. So I do like this. There is a little bit of yellow in, but the paper is much better quality. This paper really loves my Copic markers. I mean, you could use pencils on this book too, but I prefer to use markers because the paper is just better on this. And it's funny because the skin tone is darker in person, but on camera it's coming out really light. It's a funny thing. I don't understand why it comes out lighter. Now I wanted to do a Jade Summer Mermaid, but I couldn't find my mermaid. But I did find a mermaid in one of my other Jade Summer books. I was going through Amazon, and for some reason they say this book is like now insanely priced, and there's only one copy. But what they did was they did a what's it called, a 4-in-1 book. Jade Summer's been starting to do that more and more with their books. I don't know why. So I did this one. When I got to this picture, the tail had already been done. I noticed, so then I was like, well, I can always finish this because it fits into Mermaid. I do not know how many I did. I did a lot of mermaids this month. I definitely did a lot. So I did this one, and I kind of really like this one. I like this one with the red hair. I kind of was like thinking Ariel. I was thinking little Nemo here. This fish reminded me of Nemo. I don't know why, but it did. Then we did this one, Whimsical Wonders Coloring Book, Artist Edition by Julia Spear. I don't even remember how I got the Artist Edition all those years ago. So there's another edition of this on Amazon, but it's not an Artist Edition. But Julia Spear also has an Etsy store. So there's a lot of people who have Etsy stores as well. So we did this one on camera. This is another little mermaid. So I was kind of surprised I found a mermaid from Julia Spear. So we did that one on Livestream. Girlfriend's Coloring Book by Deborah Mueller. Now, Deborah Mueller has a lot of books. She has an Etsy store. The name of Deborah Mueller's Etsy store is called Chubby Mermaid. I also think that happens to be her Instagram thing, and she has a lot of mermaid books too, so do not fret. But this is the one that I did. This is one of my favorite ones. So I did this one. I did one with flowers in it, and I did one of her friendship ones. I go, friends are the flowers in the garden of life, a pleasure to gather, a treasure to keep. And you guys can see the previous one, which has the two friends drinking some coffee. You know, I thought that was cute. So you can tell when I do the markers because the markers will always, you can always tell when you have a nice juicy marker because it goes in the back and you can see the work in the back. Bridgerton coloring book by Shondaland and Netflix. So I did, which ones did I do? I did this one. I don't know why they don't stick always. I did this one in pencils, gel pens. Yeah, pencils and gel pens. My colored gel pens, my fine liners for some of them. Yeah, so I did a couple of things in there. And then I did this one. And this one took me a long time. This one took me about 3 to 4 days to do. Yeah, it is one of those double page spreads. And if you guys remember, Anthony and Simon were going to duel in the first season. So that is where this scene comes from. And here's Daphne. So I tried to do the picture as close as I could to the coloring scenes. I'm not very good with doing dark-skinned people, so this book is going to be a challenge when I have to color the darker-skinned people in it. So I did this as a double page. Now, I know someone did this in black and yellow, the border, but I thought it looked just fine like this because I didn't want to add more and take away from it. So this actually was done with several brands of pencils. I think it was done with my Color, my Prismacolor, my Holbein, my Finding the Lost Girl pencils, my Black Widows pencil. So that's what I did in that. I'm a big fan of the show. This was also done on camera. This was also, yeah, I love Bridgerton so very much. The book is going to be, when I color in that book, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, especially when I do the darker skin people or the darker skin characters, which I love the show. I'm so looking forward to the next season. But I have to say, honest to God, that I love Pollen. Pollen is my favorite couple in Bridgerton. Now, there are names for the couples. Catherine is Anthony and Catherine, which is what she's known, but her real name is Katani in the book, so they call it Catherine. So in English, that's what it translates to. Daphne and Simon were the main couple. So I really didn't like how they rushed Francesca's relationship very fastly. So I didn't think that was a very good way of doing it. So I also, I'm looking forward to, what is the other one? I'm also going to be looking forward to Benedict and Sophie's relationship next season. And maybe I think they might be doing Eloise and Philip. Philip was introduced in season 2, so keep a lookout because that's probably what they're going to do for Eloise's story. So, I always love those series, those historical series. Magnificent Mermaids by Marjorie Sarna. Now, there are a ton and tons of mermaid coloring books out there. Creative Haven has quite a few of them. So this one is not a Teresa Goodrich book for a change. This is Marjorie Sarna. She has a few books, so her art is really nice too. But I think because Teresa Goodrich has done so many. So we did this one, which I really enjoyed this one a lot. I enjoyed doing this one. We did this on Livestream, so this one was one of my favorite ones to do on Livestream. And as you can tell, I did this one in marker a long time ago. So this is What I like about these books is that you can also, the thing is perforated, so you could tear them out if you wanted to. So, and you can use both markers and pencils in these books. So this is what I call a combo book. I started off using markers, but finding that I like using some of the pencils and my fine liners a lot more these days. This is an old Grazia Salvo coloring book. On the Amazon now, they have it in a blue cover, but I have it in a black cover, so I did two in this one. I did this one with markers. I had started it a long time ago, and then I just decided to finish it. This one I did last night. I finished this one last night. This is the next one that I'm doing. I haven't figured out what colors I'm using yet for it. So I do like these of the flowers and the women. Supposedly Grazia Salvo has an artist edition of her books on her Etsy site. So, but they're a little bit more money. The next one is Color and Ocean's Mermaids, coloring book 3 by Darya Cakirsoy. Now, if you got the Color in Heaven Mermaids issue, a few of the images that are in this book are also in that book. So the only reason I know that is because I colored quite a lot of them. So I did this one, which I thought was really cute and fun to do. Everything in this book is done by markers. So now I only have Copic, so this is Copic markers. And then I did this one. I really like this one too. So I only have 3 pages left to do. So I didn't get to this one, number 1. Two. Number 3. Like I only really consider one of these pages mermaids, and the other 2 I don't really consider. Like this one I don't really consider a mermaid picture. But this one I consider a mermaid picture. This one is Spring 2025 by Color in Heaven Presents. You know how much I love this one, so I did 3 pictures in it this month. So I really like these Color in Heaven magazines, especially this seasonal one. I think this may be one of my favorite seasonal books, just because of the. So this one is a Deborah Mueller one. This is the little friend, unexpected friend. What do they call this one? Secret guest. So I think he's the secret guest. I kind of made him yellow. Then I had started this one and never finished it. But I decided to finish it. And what I liked is the bunny. So I tried to get the bunny closer to what they really look like. My bunnies are like a brownish gray. And I have, how many do we have in the yard come by our yard? 3? 3 come in our yard, 2 big ones and then 1 little one. And when he started, he was about half the size of my hand. He's still smaller than the other 2, but he's grown quite a lot when I started seeing him. The only problem is because I've seen the coyote twice last week, and I think I saw him once this week. My mother and me scared him off, actually. It's because we have bunnies coming here. So we did this with pencils. Now, these were grayscales, and this one is also by Dinny. What I like about this is that I did this in pencil. Now, some people say you can't color grayscale pencil. Yeah, it really is a real thing. I do have coyotes walking around here. They live here, actually. So they're really big. I like the, yeah, I know, right? They're really big, the coyotes. If I stand up, they come up to my waist, some of them. I'm not joking. So if you see one, you have to scare it because they will go after your small dogs or your pets if they're small enough. If they think that they can get your pet, they will go after your pet if they think they can go after your pet. Now, this is also a mermaid coloring book, so this counts as Mermay, I guess. This is Mermaid's Compendium, different artist. So this is also one of those older ones that I got, because anything that says Color in Heaven Presents is, I think you have to purchase this. So I think I purchased this many years ago. So when was this one? They didn't tell me the year, actually. So they say this is 48 of their best designs. So this one, I did in pencil. This is a Selena Finneck one. She does a lot of mermaids. I love her mermaids. I didn't even get to do the Michaelina ones. I didn't get to do Second Sad Diva had one that I didn't get to do, but I'm working on one of this. And this one is Lindsay Archer. And this is, they say this is from issue number 26, Magic and Mythology Special. So I did this one like that. So I did this one in pencils as well. Yeah, I know Selena Finneck does some beautiful work. I didn't even get to Marlon Tennyson, who I actually had one in her books that was uncompleted from a few years ago because I see the skin tone was halfway done. So I'm like, I don't even know how I did that skin tone. I'm going to have to try and match it. So you guys know that this is the mermaid special. So we did this, the very first one on a live stream. And so this is a Christine Karen one. Actually, what Color in Heaven has started doing with their books is when they mail out the new issue and you get it, you can download a digital copy, but they didn't have the digital download for this. I would love to do this image again and again because I love this image so much. This was the first one we did. So this one counted for Mermaid 2025, May Color Your Hoard 2025 as well. So we did this one on live stream. I did 4 in this book this month. So I did different people's mermaids, I guess. Then this one is Yana Prasvarina. She does all those fairy ones that everybody likes. I did this one in colored pencil. All of these were done in colored pencil. Now this is somebody I've never done their work, but I thought this was so funny and cute. A Mai Tai mermaid. I did this with colored pencils. No, thinking who is this? Oh, this is Michael Dashow is the artist. We didn't even get to do T. Fallon's ones. This is a Hannah Lynn one. So I did this mermaid with purple hair. So this one is called Sweet Starfish. This is also a Hannah Lynn one. Hannah Lynn has a lot of mermaids. Don't kid yourself. You think of her as the cutesy one, but she has a lot of mermaids. Now, this is the final one for this month. Final 2. This is the big mermaid book, as I call it. These are like big, big, big. This book is out of print right now. There was a second edition that Anastasia did a few years ago with the same. It's like a cardboard cover, and this is a big one. So I did this one. We did. I think I finished this one many years. No, this one I had started many years ago, and then I decided that I had to finish it. So we used colored pencils, many different colored pencils. And then the next one, I remember we did on stream. This book is just really a good quality paper book. I love this book, but I have to be gentle with it. So That's an old one. This is the one that we did with several brands of color pencil. We did this on Livestream. We also did this with my Pro C Key pens that I got from my brother. I also used the color gel pens, I believe. Several brands that this is Anastasia called the Reaver. I think it's one of my favorites of the month besides the Christine Karen one that I did in Color in Heaven. But I do like this one. I thought this would be a good book to show for mermaids. Anastasia Ellie Vivra is sold mostly through her. If you email her, you get her books. I mostly either go through Cool Craft Book or 70 East Books for her books. 70 East Books now has their own website. She used to be on Etsy, but now she has her own website for selling books, Cool Craft on it. You can email Anastasia directly. I do not have the email right now on file, but I do like this one. So this was, I think, Colors. We did this on Livestream. I really do love Anastasia's Mermaids a lot. So there's also a Color in Heaven. I believe there was another mermaid issue that I had that was just Anastasia's work on the Color in Heaven. And a lot of the images that are in that Color in Heaven issue are from this book as well. So it was kind of like when they did those, what was it? When Color in Heaven did those Momo Girl ones. A lot of people who didn't have the money to get the Korean coloring books. A lot of the images that were in that Momo Girl Color in Heaven issue were from those two books. So sometimes the Color in Heavens are really good if you want a certain illustrator and you see an issue come out, but you don't have the book. So it's a better way to go about the books. So I guess that's all we had. So according to my numbers, I did 43 pages, 10 PDFs, no finished coloring books this month. "15 mermaid pictures. According to my statistics, 15 pictures for mermaids. It would have been 16 had I finished the Sakin Sakdiva book, but I did not get to finish that one. So you'll probably, yeah, no, a lot of pages this month. So also, I think I have a picture to show you of my diamond painting. I don't think you were here at the very beginning, so I think you may have missed it. So this is the Foxglove's cottage. I found out from because I was going to put the link in for the diamond painting. That Treasure Studio Arts is no longer in business. The person folded. Yeah, I did that. So this is where I am now. So that was where I am now in that painting. But there's a painting from the beginning of the month. Oh, I also visited the Queen Mary this month, which is a boat. Yeah, this was where I was in April. So you see, I wasn't nearly as done as I am. So the bottom is almost done of that painting. So I'm kind of a little upset that Treasure Studio Arts is no longer in business. I love their stuff. That makes me feel very sad in a way, but it also makes me feel very fortunate that I had gotten the diamond paintings that I had gotten. So that makes me feel sad. So that is what. But this one I think is my favorite of the month. If I had to pick one, I would say this one. I enjoyed this one the most. Of all the pictures I did, this one is my favorite. But some people have different favorites. But I said Fox Cottage is the name of the Foxglove Cottage is the name of the diamond painting. So it makes me feel sad in a way. Because now if I lose something or I don't have drills, I can't replace them either. That's okay. So that is what we have done for May. I hope everybody has enjoyed these pictures. I know I enjoyed them. So you might see some mermaids next month because I didn't get to them this month. So if I do have like 2 or 3 mermaids from this month, it's just because I didn't get a chance to finish them. We did quite a lot of pictures. I think this is, from what I see, according to my grand totals, I have done 160 pages this year, 35 of them being PDFs, 1 finished book in total. And remember, the goal was for me to finish 15 coloring books, but that doesn't from the top 15. So the goal is for me always to try and finish as many coloring books. One year I tried to do top 10. I only finished 5. This year I think maybe 2 or 3, if I'm lucky. But you never know. Things, happen. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this stream. I have enjoyed it as well. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and be kind to one another. Bye, everybody.